Good evening, YouTube universe. We are joined here today by two founders of MEA Lucky Mr. 7 and MEA Charlie Boy. Lucky, I have a couple of questions for you if you don't mind answering them.
No, I don't mind at all. Go ahead, Deadpool.
I'd actually like to start with current events. What are your thoughts on what Icon and Black did?
Icon in Black. I mean, let's be realistic. I mean, they can go out and say whatever they want to say to everybody, but they both were here in the hierarchy in MEA, and they know that situations like that, we have procedures for things like that, and they're going out and saying that our numbers are at an all-time low and all kinds of crap, and they know that even if that were true, that would only last for a few days at most. We always have, it's the weekend, let's go out and recruit. It's a constant habit that we have here in MEA that we do. So as far as numbers are concerned, whether we lost people or didn't lose people, gang people, however you slice it, we're doing fine as far as numbers and counts. So when they're huffing and puffing and saying, come join us and do this, and this is a new organization with the same concept, it doesn't work that way. My honest opinion and thoughts and comments for that one is this is not a global and united thing. Our ideas and the way we do things are completely different. There'll be no Charlie Boy over there. There'll be no Lucky Mr. 7 over there. I mean, we're the ones that help make this place so unique. This place really is really unique with some of the greatest minds on the planet. Leading the place, some of the best players in the world, playing and competing on a professional level, not this clan battle stuff that we send in beginning or intermediate teams. I'm talking semi-pros and professional teams that go out like XMod and his center of attention and groups like that. But that's personally how I feel about it. I mean, they both know that MEA will go on just fine with or without them.
Yes, that is true. That's always been a little kind of our second motto here. There have been some rumors about a new government change. I was wondering if there was any truth to these rumors.
Oh, yeah. It's something that, as you know, that you yourself are currently sitting in a forefather table. But what people don't understand, and that's watching and listening to this interview, in MEA, every 3 to 6 months, we rotate government. From the chairman down, we constantly rotate. And we do it for many reasons. For one, to help give younger classes and younger people that are coming from the newest class an opportunity to rise to the top. That's one reason. Another reason we do it is for for security in MEA. We don't want someone to sit in a seat for too long. Then you get a little too comfortable, and then you start getting ideas. That's not healthy. Look at Bill from KSI, for example. His guys went underneath him, sat in those seats for too long, and they successfully overthrew it. I've seen a lot of people. I'm not going to mention his name, but there's a high-ranking guy in MEA today that had his own organization. That happened to him. It happened with a lot of organizations that are out there now. It happened with Nighthawk and GWS. It happened with a lot of different groups. It happened with Outlaw. BYOB Outlaw was such a thorn in our side for so long. His own people rose against them and overthrew him. So that's something that we do here in MEA. Yes, the rumors are true, Deadpool, that there'll be new leadership, new management. There's a lot of new generation officers that are really hungry, and I'd like to see what they can do when we put them in certain positions here in MEA and just let them loose.
Could you kind of clarify on some of the new generation officers that would be likely candidates for the government change?
There's some strong candidates that we have. Oh, and then there's another thing too. See, here's the problem though with this one, that going into 2012, I have seen so many Hall of Famers that are now returning back to the active list. They've already dropped the word on Lucky, which is me, and Charlie Boy, They've already resubmitted their resumes for certain positions. So we have former chairmen, heavy hitters, that are reapplying for the Forefather crew, and then you got the newest generation. So it's going to be very, very interesting. I mean, rumors, they range everywhere from Iron Raven, McNasty, Legend Wild, um, Sonic, Redneck, Anubis, B-Nagger, which is Trip 6. I mean, there's a lot of heavy hitters that have reapplied from the old school. That's just to name a few. But then you got a lot of guys from your generation, Deadpool. Guys such as yourself and a lot of dudes like that. Hell, even MEA Hall of Famer JT Stoney here even submitted his application too. They're running the legendary brutes over there. Which that's for another time though. But go ahead, Deadpool.
You mentioned most of those names that you mentioned that would be returning and have submitted applications are mostly old school people, and I was wondering if you thought the old school and new school were going to be able to cope and coexist.
That's the thing about MEA. Since we've been around for so long, that we have gone through many. We had to evolve and adapt. We already gone through this when back in the day when Halo 3 was out, and then they had the Modern Warfare. There was a huge distinction whether you were a Halo guy or a Call of Duty guy. The next game dropped after that one. Then it created an opportunity to merge the clan and make it that much more stronger and create a system that we all adapt. Anything below a general is originally a Call of Duty system. Anything above a general, which is regional, high command, a chancellor, forefathers, chairman, things like that, and then you got your Hall of Famers. Hall of Famers isn't really a rank in MEA; it's more of an achievement, the highest achievement one can achieve here. You hit that status, they look at you in that regard, like to be up there in MEA. So those two systems were kind of put into one. So with the old school and new school, because a lot of these are from the Halo 2 era, Halo 3, and then you got the beginning Modern Warfares are going to be coming together. It is already happening now. We already see it happening now with Modern Warfare 3. It's like the newest breed of MEA being led, and the head of the packs are the elders, the old schoolers. So it's kind of interesting and exciting to see, because I'd like to see you, Deadpool, team up with somebody like Sonic or something. I mean, it's pretty interesting. And going back to the whole Black and Icon thing, I think that's another reason why these guys were like, "Fuck that, I'm walking," because they had already have been warned that a lot of heavy hitters from the past are coming. A lot of big names are coming, and they're going to challenge you for your spot, and it's not even going to be much of a challenge. I mean, a lot of people worship other people here like that. I mean, MEA is such a big organization. It gives so much credibility to an individual that even those individuals have their own followings and that kind of stuff. So it's pretty interesting to see where it's going to lead.
Okay. Going back to the question I asked before the previous question, you mentioned some of the new generation people as possible candidates. Are there any real outstanding up-and-comers that are coming up in the ranks?
You know what? I don't really want to mention any names on that one, because I don't want to leave anyone out or somebody thinking that maybe they're not being appreciated enough or something. But yes, there are, and you're going to start seeing these people in videos. You'll start seeing them leading teams. You'll see new teams that we haven't revealed yet, like new team captains, experimental teams that we've been working on for competitions for MLG for next year that we're going to be releasing in the next 20 to 30 days, maybe even sooner. Who knows? But yeah, there are some up and comers here. I mean, there's a couple dudes, man, like I have in mind. They're beasts. Whether it be leadership, whether it be advanced players, whether it be just strong-willed individuals that definitely will defend the flag to the last man standing. But like I said, I don't want to mention any names yet, but those people, you'll start seeing them make camera appearances with me. And eventually you'll be like, oh, who's this cat? This guy, he sounds pretty hungry.
Okay, all right. MEA Icon and MEA Black, they are claiming to be basically the real MEA, and I was wondering if you even consider them to be real MEA material after what they did.
They know the laws here. I mean, once you leave, you're not welcome to come back. They know the law. Once you leave, once an enemy, always an enemy. I mean, honestly, the guys here, especially the elders, the old schoolers, guys have been with me, 6, 7, 8, almost 8 years. They laughed at the idea. It's black with the typical KSI mentality. Lady MEA tried to do it. MEA Athena tried to do it. Merck tried to do it.
It's funny you say that. That's exactly what I mentioned. That this was exactly like the Lady MEA situation. Whenever I was talking with some, exactly like that.
There's a cookie cookie trail all the way back. You can follow it all the way back from the beginning. This is something that and you know what, to be honest with you, and I'm not just, here to try, I don't want to sound like I'm talking trash, but those guys, like Lady MEA, like some of the people that I had mentioned, those people were more of a problem as opponents compared to these guys. See, Icon and Black are part of from your generation. Deadpool, they weren't there, but this, when it was more tougher, because we didn't have like the name that we have now. Nowadays, it's so easy to say, oh, MEA, everyone knows MEA, so I'm the legit MEA. It's not going to work like that. I give it about 6 months max, dude. When you type up MEA, Lucky's name pops up, Charlie Boy's name, the legendary Brutes, Sonic, Papa Bear, a lot of popular names, Master Elite, a lot of heavy hitters, So I don't think that people are going to do research on them and none of them show up. It's all of us, But yet they're the real deal, though. So, and it's a joke, dude. It's nothing that I haven't seen already many times before.
I was kind of curious about what MEA has in the future in terms of deals with other clans or financial deals.
We are currently talking to a clan that sponsored by Microsoft. If you enter their tournaments, you can compete and win like 1 year's Turtle Beaches games, stuff like that. That's something that we're working on with this clan here. Archive right now, currently, just this week alone, signed 6 or 7 deals, HD. I think it was 6. It was 6 going on 7 deals where we're going to sign neighboring status with these communities. Now, these communities aren't going to like enter whatever small scrimmages and conflicts that are going on today. These deals are being signed for the MEA people. Now, you had asked, what kind of projects or what are we working on? Well, this is what we're working on. We have all these communities. We found communities that have their own little mini tournaments. What we did was we signed deals, and we're going to kind of like host a big tournament